limited to around 850 people worldwide. The French organization selects a certain number of people per country. So between the United States and Canada, there's a maximum of 45. You enter your name into a lottery. You're usually there 3, 4, 5 years before you get to do it. I entered it this year because I saw an article in my high school alumni magazine from a gentleman who did it back in 2010. I looked and I went, boy, that looks like fun. And I told my wife, and she went, yeah, sure, you can do it. And the more I looked into it, I went onto YouTube, I went onto the website, and I said, yes, with training, you can certainly do that. It is dubbed the toughest foot race on earth. 2 people have died in 26 years. They both had heart attacks after completing one of the stages. And I think in 1994, an Italian runner ended up about 100 miles off course. He got caught in a sandstorm. He was lost for 7 days, and he survived by drinking his own urine and catching and eating bats and drinking their blood. Now, luckily, we have GPS units that we wear on ankles, so you can in fact watch the runners as they are running the particular race. And what I've provided for you is some information about the race itself. As the video indicated to you, it is called a self-sufficiency race. Every runner must carry everything they need for a week on their backs, except for a tent, which the organizers provide. It's an 8-person, 2-sided open Berber tent, and water. They ration the water to between 9 and 12 liters, depending on how hot it gets. And that's all you can get. If you get additional water, you can be disqualified. They do have a medical team that goes with you, so if you get stung by a scorpion or bitten by a snake, they can take care of you. If you have blisters, they have a dog trotter set up so they can take care of that. But everything else you must carry yourself. And there is a list of things that you need to carry with you, which include backpack, water bottles, sleeping bag, flashlight, batteries, safety pins, compass, lighter, knife, topical disinfectant, I like this one, an anti-venom pump, whistle, signaling mirror, survival sheet, food. You're required to have a minimum of 2,000 calories a day. Most people take 3,000 to 4,000. A flare, which they provide, salt tablets, and then you also have to be medically cleared by your doctor. The first little 3 pages is an article I got from Runners Magazine, which gives you an idea of the problems that runners will face here. First of all, you've got to carry the food. Without the food, you don't have the energy. You will start eating the muscle that you have in your body if you don't have the calories to replace it. Because of the extreme terrain, it does get up to 120. Last year it got up to 125 a day, and at night it can get down to just above freezing. Your feet swell. So when you're running there, you have to wear shoes that are between half a size to 2 sizes bigger, because your feet will spread out, and then because of the heat, your blood can't pump, your heart can't pump the blood as much as it needs to. You also wear gaiters around your shoes. So the last thing you want is sand to get into your shoes when you're running. It's like running on glass, it will tear your feet up. So people wear gaiters, everything from just ankle gaiters to knee gaiters to keep the sand out. Obviously sunscreen. They have checkpoints every 10 to 12 kilometers. It's about every 6 to 8 miles. And at that time they hand you another 1.5 liters of water, which is about a big sized bottle of water. That has to last you until you get to the next checkpoint. And they also make sure that you are physically, you know what's going on. They will hold you up if they don't think you're fit to travel. They'll tell you to drink, eat some more salt, and then they'll send you on your way. But normally, about 50 to 60 out of 850 do not make it. They will drop out for one reason or another. The second packet talk is what I have sent out, and it talks about the foot race, what I'm doing it for. The second and third pages talk about donations. As I said, I'm doing this for the Upside of Downs to raise money for that organization. My daughter Amy is very involved in that. It has provided help to her when Ryan was born, and we want to make sure the organization is still functioning to be able to help other parents who have Down syndrome children that are born and who don't know where to turn. When Amy came home from the hospital, it was basically, they gave her a video and a book and said, you know, you're on your own. So she just made call after call after call after call to the person, and she said it was like throwing stones and trying to hit somebody to find out, what do I do now? Who do I talk to? And she's developed a network of people and friends to do that. But the Upside of Downs can also provide that. It can tell you what government programs are available to help with physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, what rights a Down syndrome child has when going to school, what special classes, how do they get mainstreamed. The second page talks about donations. All donations, there's been a lot in the press recently about people scamming off donations. To avoid any appearance of that in my requesting donations, any donations made go directly to the Upside of Downs. You can either do that on the Donate Now section of the web page of the Upside Downs or by mail. I never see that, I never touch it, so there's no question of me getting involved in any hanky-panky with donations. I am looking for sponsorship too, to get me there, because as they said, this isn't cheap to get there. The entry fee per person is $4,000. The flights to Morocco via Detroit, Paris, Casablanca, and Ouarzazate, the cheapest I've seen about $2,000. Add to that the cost of equipment, plus food, which for the most part will be freeze-dried food, but gels, peanuts, almonds, anything like that to keep it going, maybe another $1,500. So I'm looking at $7,500 to $8,000, which I'm prepared to and can pay out of pocket. But I'm looking also to see if anybody or any company or organization would be willing to help defray some of the cost of getting me over there. And there's information there about sponsorships. And on the bottom of the page is contact information. Leslie Burke at the Upside Downs is my contact. If you have any questions, you can call her or email her, and the same with me. The third page gives you a number of websites and videos. One video, the ABC News one, is the one you just saw. Don't look at the website. It's a French website that they have an English translation. You can log on there. Dream Chasers does the actual organization for the U.S. contingent. There's one person in charge. He makes sure we're all in the right place at the right time. Because what you do is when you fly into Ouarzazate, a small little airport, they put you up for the night, and the next day they put you on buses and drive you 6 hours into the desert. So you're near the Moroccan-Algerian border. You literally are in the middle of nowhere. Probably one of the most remote places on earth, besides maybe the Gobi Desert. So look at that. Also the Upside of Downs. The Canton Repository, about a month or 6 weeks ago, did an article on my participating in the event. There's a link to that as well, and I also have a Facebook page about the Marathon Massage. So I'm doing it for charity. Initially, I was just going to do it for the sake of doing it. I'm 57 right now, and I thought, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? And in talking to Amy, she said, well, a lot of people do this for charity. The majority of people there do it for charity. As that one person who was interviewed said, he's doing it to raise $100,000. I would like to raise $25,000 for Down syndrome. And most people will do it for a charity or for an organization. So I'm doing it for a good cause. It's a tough thing to do. It's going to be very physically demanding and very mentally demanding. A lot of other people have done marathons or other events, but I thought if I'm going to ask people to donate money, I want to do something that's really extreme, with the idea that if I'm willing to do that, then maybe people will be willing to donate to the Upside of Downs. So that's why I'm doing this. Yes, sir.
What is the length from the starting to the finish line? How many miles?
It's 155 miles. You don't know the exact course until you actually get there. That the organizers keep it secret. It's about 250 kilometers, give or take a few. What they do is when you arrive, they give you an actual race book, which gives you, in kilometers, you take bearing 225 for 4.5 kilometers to the wadi, then you make bearing right. There are markers up every about half kilometer that you can see, but sometimes, especially with a night race, which is a 50-mile, 85-kilometer, 2-day stage, some of the Arab children will actually move the signs. They're reflective. to throw the runners off. So you have to be able to read a compass and follow a map there. Yes, sir.
Richard, two questions. What time of the year